Hello, my name is Leanna and welcome back to my channel. I promised you in my last video that I would show you my turtles' outdoor playground. I promised that I would talk about what turtles can and cannot eat, and I also want to add frequently asked questions. Before I get started, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and like this video. So I just noticed that Turtle Girl actually posted her playpen earlier today, and that is a perfect example of one made of wood. She did an absolutely amazing job. Once again, it's Turtle Girl. You guys should go check it out. This perimeter is actually a child's playpen that we just had stored away, and I thought that it would serve a really good purpose like this. Originally, I had this made with bricks, but the bricks just didn't seem safe. So, you know, we pulled this out, and I am going to upgrade this. I want to turn this into a pond at some point. I'm either going to buy one or make one. I'm not exactly quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But for right now, this is chlorine neutralized water. She's got a little chair right there. She obviously does not get on top of the chair, but she does go under it. She hasn't figured out how to get on top of it yet. I've got sand all on that side because Thomas likes to dig a lot. And I only covered half of it because she does like grass as well. I have included rocks in there because she thinks it's fun to just move them around and completely redecorate. They are not big enough, small enough for her to swallow. That is 100%. But basically, it's very simple. All you need is a decent perimeter that your turtle cannot get out of. You want to make sure that it's tall enough for them not to get out of. Make sure that there's also no openings for them to get out of on the sides. I would not recommend doing this every single day. It's exhausting for them, it's exhausting for you to have to sit out here, watch them, keep checking on them, all that. Because from any point of view, just because animals can't get in from the bottom does not mean that something can't swoop in from over here and snatch up your little turtle and take it, and then what are you gonna do? So from that, we're going to move on to the next topic. Okay, so we are back inside to start our next topic. But first, so a turtle is not the only pet that I've ever had. This is my little Tarzan. That was my Shih Tzu. I got him when I was 9 years old. He was my everything. That was my very first serious pet. I did have fish and birds, but they just weren't the same feeling as, you know, having a dog. So yeah. And look at these. Turtle earrings. I always wanted some of these and I finally found them. So I promised you guys a few days ago that I would explain to you guys what turtles eat. Included with that, I have some frequently asked questions that I found on some of the turtle forums on Facebook. I actually took notes for you guys. So first we're gonna start with what turtles eat. So they eat earthworms, grubs, snails, beetles, caterpillars, different kinds of grass, fruits, berries, mushrooms, and flowers. They also do eat decaying fish, but I also noticed that they do hunt live fish. They actually love to hunt live fish. Most fish, if you put them in your tank, they will chase them down and eat them at some point. Of course, they do eat their pellets, which you really do need to be giving them pellets. Even if you do give them any other kind of food, you want to make sure that you give them pellets because it's got vitamins and minerals in there that they need. Every other day, I have him eating his pellets. And then in between, like on the other days, he does eat his snacks. He eats, let's say like, he'll have some freeze-dried shrimp or he'll have those crab cakes. And then a couple times a week, I give him actual shrimp, like raw shrimp. Basically what I do is go to the grocery store to buy some shrimp. I put 4 of them aside for her. Cut them into little tiny pieces about like that big. You know, you don't want to make them too big, about the size of their head. You don't want to feed them any more than that because they are vacuum eaters and they will just keep on eating and eating and eating until they blow up. I make sure that she does eat her pellets because she needs her vitamins. You want to be feeding an adult turtle every other day. Some people even feed them even less than that, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of people saying they feed them every 3 days or a couple times a week, depending on how much they're feeding them. A juvenile and a hatchling turtle, you want to be feeding them daily. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where, you know, people are putting like crickets and stuff like that in their tanks and just letting the turtles go ahead and hunt them. And you know, they really do have fun doing stuff like that. So if you have the stomach to do things like that, by all means, go ahead and do it because you want to keep the turtle as much as it is in the wild as possible. It's really fun to watch. So if you have the stomach for it, go ahead and do it. Next question is, what tank should I get? So if you have a 12-inch turtle, you are going to need a 120-gallon tank when that turtle is an adult. to save money, you're going to want to buy that tank from the beginning. But if you cannot afford to buy the tank that it would be in as an adult, you want to get the biggest tank that you can afford to get. Please keep a screen on top of your tank so that your turtle cannot get out. When do I do water changes? So every 2 to 3 weeks, you're gonna want to take all the water out of that tank and clean the entire tank. 2 times a week, at least 1 time a week, you want to do a half water change, okay? A lot of times, if you do have a light above the water, or even if you don't, some of the water will evaporate a couple times a week and you're gonna wanna fill it up again. So that's what I usually do. Once I see that water evaporate, I just go ahead and take a little more out and just replace it, the other half of it, fill it up again, and at least once a week do this, because there could be high ammonia or nitrate levels in that tank, regardless, even if it doesn't look dirty. How do I know if my turtle is a boy or a girl? Obviously, I myself was confused about that from the beginning because I have a girl turtle named Thomas. So I've been there. But when they get older, as they get older, it becomes easier to tell. For instance, when Thomas was a hatchling, I just kind of was going back and forth. Every day I was calling it something else. One day I was calling it a she, one day it was a him, the next day it was a her, next day it was a his. Eventually it got to the point where it was pretty clear that she was a girl. Thomas is a Thomasina. So I'm gonna help you guys out here. First thing is the length of your turtle's tail. If your turtle's tail is short and thin, you most likely have a female turtle. If your turtle's tail is long and thick, it is a male turtle. The reason being is that a male turtle has his sexual organs located in his tail. A turtle has a thing called a cloaca. And what a cloaca is basically where your turtle has its genitals and its digestive tract also, lets out from there. So for a female, it's located closer to the shell edge, but on the tail. For a male, it's located farther away from the edge of the shell than the females would be. Another thing is the plastron. So a plastron is the belly of your turtle. A female is completely flat, straight, like this. For a male, there is a curve on the belly of the shell because the male needs to be able to get up on top of the female's shell for mating purposes. Therefore, must have a curve in order to fit on top of that shell. The most obvious way of a turtle parent knowing whether their turtle is a boy or a girl. If you have a female turtle, your female turtle doesn't do a certain little thing that looks like this to anything in its tank. If you have a male turtle, so just keep your eye out. If you see your turtle going like this with its fingers on anything, because a male turtle has a mating dance, and that's exactly their mating dance. It looks like they're kind of doing jazz hands in the face of something. I wish I had a boy turtle just so I could see them do that. The reason why it looks so funny when they do this is because they have extremely long nails. Girls have short nails, very short nails. I would show you Thomas, but Thomas is asleep right now. It's her bedtime. But the boys' nails are very long. You can't miss it. You can't mistake it. They're very long. Do turtles feel love? I cannot speak scientifically, but I can speak from my experience with turtles, and I think they do. I feel like my turtle shows me affection all the time. All the time, just by the way that she stares at me with those big old eyes, or the way that she moves her little arms when she sees me like she's excited, or she swims up to the tank when I walk up there like a dog walking up to the door, or the way that when I put her on my lap, she just cuddles up with me. I just feel like an animal that doesn't love you won't do that stuff, So my personal experience, I think turtles do feel love. I cannot deny that they do. Do females lay eggs without mating? Yes, they do. Just like chickens do. They lay unfertilized eggs. I always tell my mom this all the time, that I am not prepared for the day that Thomas lays eggs. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. I feel like this is how parents feel when, their kids get married, or they have kids and stuff. I just feel like, no, not my baby, So you wanna make sure that they have a space to do that, because when they don't, You might get lucky and your turtle might just drop them around the tank. I saw some pictures earlier of somebody's turtle that just dropped a couple eggs around their tank. But you might not get so lucky and your turtle may not release those eggs. And if they don't release those eggs, your turtle could die from that. So make sure when she is an adult, you have the proper area for her to lay those eggs. Do turtles like being touched? So generally, turtles do not like to be touched. Some of them are very angry. I've seen turtles that try to bite their owners. I've seen turtles hiss, snap at people. So don't just go grabbing people's turtles. And they're very fast. Do not think that turtles are slow. They are not slow. Their shell has nerve endings in it. It may look like it's a hard rock that can't take any pain, but that's actually the most sensitive part of their body. Besides their plastron is, their shell. They feel a lot of pain there, and they feel a lot of, good feelings too. So if you massage them or you rub them, a lot of turtles, they do tend to like that. But be careful, like I said. Why does my turtle open its mouth when I pick it up? So this is plain and simple. Your turtle is trying to intimidate you. It's trying to scare you off, so you put it down. It's probably still young and does not like to be touched. It's not used to being touched. My turtle still does that sometimes too, and she's handled all the time. But there's occasions where I pick her up and she just opens her mouth like that, looking angry at me. She's not gonna bite me, but she's trying to scare me a little bit, and I just tell her to stop it. I'll be like, oh, stop it, Thomas, and eventually she just closes her mouth. She's fine. Oh, I want to go back to the boy and the girl topic. If you guys are still confused and you're not able to tell if your turtle is a boy or a girl, you're just you're throwing your hands up and you just don't know, you give up. I will gladly, take a look at your turtle and tell you if it is a boy or a girl. I will include the email you can send the pictures to in the description below. So yeah, just go ahead and email me the picture, tell me what kind of turtle it is, and I'll just go ahead and take a look at it and let you know my personal opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but I most likely will not be. I kind of get what I'm looking for. Yeah, I will include it in the description below, so just go ahead and send me those pictures. Why does my turtle stare? So, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people's turtles do this. Your turtle is probably just looking at you like, what is this crazy person doing? It doesn't understand what's going on, so it's just trying to figure you out. It probably thinks you look funny or something. I don't know. There's no real reason why your turtle is staring. It's just curious, that's all. Can a turtle drown? I mentioned this in my last video that yes, a turtle can drown. As much as you may think that they breathe underwater or whatever, turtles do not breathe underwater. Turtles are holding their breath. Yes, they can hold their breath for a very long amount of time, but if your turtle happens to get caught on something or something falls on top of it or whatever, something stops it from going up to breathe, then your turtle will sadly drown. So you want to be very careful what you put in the tank and make sure there are not things that she can get stuck under. Can turtles hear? Yes, they can hear very deep sound frequencies and feel vibrations in water and on land. So that's how they're able to tell what's going on around them or if you're calling them or whatever. But this is my very last question that I'm answering. Do turtles have teeth? Turtles do not have teeth anymore. They have beaks now. The way that they cut their food, and if you notice, they do not chew and swallow. They cut their food and swallow because they do not have any kind of teeth located in there. Yeah, that was my very last question. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was really informative. I hope I answered all of your guys' questions out there. Go ahead and hit that like button. Once again, please do subscribe to this channel and turn on your post notification bell. If you have any kind of requests, video ideas, questions, anything at all, go ahead and comment below. Once again, if you do not know if your turtle is a boy or a girl, go ahead and send me those pictures to the email in the description below. And thank you for watching.